Crypto holders, today is the day that I genuinely believe the world of crypto for retail investors has changed forever. Now, this is a day that I have been looking forward to for months now, sometimes patiently, sometimes impatiently, just waiting for this to happen. It's something that's taken a ton of hard work, a ton of blood and sweat and tears and energy and effort, collaboration. There's been failures, there's been successes, there's been setbacks, there's been restarts, there's been all of these things. But the day has now finally come. Let me give some context. As many of you know, I own a company called the HGA. The HGA is a collaboration of over 25 different influencers throughout the world of Web3. Now, as a result of this, over the last few years, I have had the pleasure to talk to a ton of different YouTubers about the way that they operate, the way that they invest, the way that they look for cryptos. And the thing about it is many of these influencers are influencers because they have found a ton of success in the world of Web3, in the world of crypto, right? I know some of them who've invested into Bitcoin at $1,000, at $3,000. I personally bought Bitcoin for the very first time at $4,000, right? Many of these people who have seen the highs and the lows, the goods and the bads of crypto, and have seen just about anything that crypto has to offer. And as a result of that, when I was having these conversations over time, whenever we were starting to see how each one of these people operated, although there were some outliers occasionally, the vast majority of these influencers operated in the same exact way, the same exact manner. They had the same thoughts and the same methods and the same approach to getting into this market at some of the absolute best times. And as a result of that, it started to make the wheel spin in my head. Like, okay, I run a company right now and a YouTube channel. I'm extremely busy. I don't have a ton of time to do technical analysis all day long anymore. I don't have a ton of time to do DD anymore. I don't have a ton of time to do any of these things, right? How could I possibly, since there are so many similarities between their strategies and my strategy, combine these strategies together in some way, there has to be a way to combine these strategies together and then take that accumulation of all of these strategies and then present it in a way that can help me save time while I'm investing into crypto. That's the only thing. And my wheels were just spinning and spinning consistently over and over again until the result finally came. And what we have today for you and what I'm going to be showing you today is the accumulation of 4 months of hard work, an absolute shit ton of thought, so many processes, so much development, and just so many ideas being put into one. But we finally have the solution. We finally have the answer. And I want to show that to you today. And that answer, of course, is HGAlgo. Now, HGAlgo is going to be a trading indicator that we created over at the agency that, again, is accumulation. It's a compiled effort of all of the different strategies and what these different influencers look for to invest into crypto. It's a strategy. My own strategy is in here, which has personally made me over 6 figures investing into crypto. And that's just been within the last 4 to 5 years. Okay. And now what you're going to see here is that there's 2 key elements to HGAlgo. Element number 1 is momentum signals. Element number 2 is the DCA signals. Now, personally speaking, because again, I like to invest into crypto every single day or every single week without having to think about it, without needing emotions, without caring about any of this, I personally do prefer the DCA signals the most. The DCA signals quite literally just tell you this is a great time to DCA in or dollar cost average in or take profit out of the market. And again, its whole purpose isn't to tell you exactly when to buy or when to go long. It's to say, hey, if you're looking to just average in every couple of days or every week or two, this is a good time, or this is a good time, or this is a good time. And over the long term, those will generally be, very, very positive trades, as you will see here. And then to the other side, if you've been in the market for a while, if you're up a ton in profit after DCAing and you're looking to take profit, it's not going to tell you, hey, this is the absolute top of the market. It's going to say, hey, this is a good time to be taking some profits along the way. It literally does my investing for me now. It tells me when should I be getting in, when should I be getting out. And I'm not saying you should rely on it completely and wholeheartedly, of course, because that's a liability. But what I would be saying is that this could definitely guide the vast majority of your trading and the vast majority of your investing, especially if you're just like me, who doesn't have a ton of time to stare at markets for all day long. Okay, so turning on the DCA signals here, you can choose if you want just bullish signals, if you want just bearish signals, or both signals. But we're going to go ahead and just do both depending on what side of the market you're on. Now, what you can see is this has been absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's taken hours and hours and hours of back testing, correcting, checking, double checking, making sure all of the coding is precise, making sure it is accurate. And what you can see is it's extremely accurate now. These are real-time flashes. They go off in the moment. It's not a day later. It's not 2 days later. It's in the moment. And what you can see here is things like this, right? These moments in which we are coming towards the bottom of this bull market. Now I'm on the daily time frames. It does adjust depending on the time frame that you're looking at. So if you go to the hourly time frame, it'll give you hourly dollar cost average potential. Weekly daily time frame, weekly dollar cost average potential. But what you can see here is all of these times, these macro lows that we were putting in throughout the bear market, it was giving these bullish signals and actually called the exact very bottom of the bear market whenever crypto hit or Bitcoin hit about $15.2 thousand. Not only did it call that time for the DCA plus, it told you to DCA in here right around 20,000 right before we went for this run. Also, again, right back here, of course, as we started to rally. And so what you can see here is that in the 3 best times that you possibly could have DCA'd just in the last year, it gave you every single one of them. Now, if we go even further back, you can see that it has been continuously accurate. It has given you these moments, and even in these moments where we're in downtrends, right? Even in these moments where we are going down still, and you did see, of course, the market fall lower than a DCA signal. If your goal is to dollar cost average into the market, it shouldn't be to time the very bottom of the market, because you will never do that. It's to consistently get those good entries, and this is what gives you that good entries, good entry, good entry, good entry, good entry. And if we even go down to the time frames, let's change time frames a bit just so you can see it, applied to these different things. Look at this 4-hour time frame. If you were looking at dollar cost average just over the last few months and you were just kind of waiting and watching and waiting, boom, it gave you this signal here, one of the lowest points in which we've gotten to just in the last few months. Right here, as the market continued downwards, it could shift that change, it could shift that momentum change, that overextension to the downside. Gave a cluster of DCAs right here, right towards the bottom, before we made this beautiful move to the upside of roughly, 24% on Bitcoin, which is so absolutely ridiculous. Now, let's say if you're on the opposite side of the market and now you're looking for these times to DCA out, times to take profit. Look how beautiful these times to take profit are. Gave you this DCA signal right around this push. Yes, we went higher. That's not the point. The point isn't, of course, to again give you the very top. The point is to tell you this is a good time to take some profits off the table because it's getting more risky to hold it than it is to, of course, buy more, right? And so as you can see here, boom, DCA out signal. It gave you a beautiful DCA out signal right here, a cluster before we did get this pullback to the downside, which of course did look like a pullback of roughly, 17%. Got another DCA out signal just recently here. You can go and look back at some of these major points in the market. Literally right around the very top of the market is giving you the DCA out signals. Look at this right here. This is absolutely nuts. We go up, boom, DCA out signal right before the rest of the bear market starts. It's absolutely insane. And as I told you, there's 2 aspects of it. There's the DCA signals, and then the second part is the momentum signals, which I'll go to here. The momentum signals, as you can see here, are kind of just indicators that let you know when we are in peak moments of bullish momentum or bearish momentum. And this isn't something that is going to be the most valuable if you're only relying on it, but it can help you if you want some confluence, just more confidence in what you're doing. Say if you're a trader, you don't want to DCA, you want to trade, you want to go long, you want to go short. This is going to tell you what the general market sentiment is, the momentum of the market, whether that the market is still in bearish momentum or bullish momentum. And I use this mostly in the macros to get a sense of what the bigger picture is like. And what you can see right here is in all these moments when everyone's been screaming, oh, it's scary, we're all going to die, things are terrible. And all these little moments when this would happen, it was still letting us know, hey, we're in bullish momentum. 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 And these are the confirmations for me of what the macro trend is. And the macro trend is still bullish. Just like back here, it was telling us, hey, we're in macro bearish momentum. Start looking for these little short trades or start looking to DCA really far to the downside, all these things. It just lets you know what the general sentiment is. So when you combine that, these bullish momentum dots, right, or these bullish momentum peaks with your DCA signals, now you're in a position in which not only can you be dollar cost averaging or take profits at some of the best levels, you have a general idea of what you should be doing. Should I be taking profits or should I be DCAing in? Now, I do have plans to release a complete free course about my investing strategy on how I use HGAlgo, but like I told you before, I personally am going to use all of my investing strategy based off of HGAlgo because I've seen it work. I know it works, and I know the strategies that went into it making it work. But what I am going to do is every day, since I'm going to now be buying and DCAing into crypto based off some of the shorter time frames on HGAlgo, in my Patreon down below, I'm actually going to let them know every morning what cryptos I'm buying based off of HGAlgo. So you have 2 options. Option number 1 is you can go down to the link in the description below and go check out HGAlgo yourself. If you use code February, you're going to get a really big discount because this is the month that we launched. So make sure you do use that if you go get HGAlgo yourself, which I do recommend. But if you also do want to see what I'm personally buying, my portfolio, and much more, you can check out my Patreon because I'll be telling them what I'm buying, when I'm buying, and why I'm buying it. And so with that in mind, of course, I hope you guys are ready because this is going to absolutely revolutionize the way that we invest on the channel here. And it's going to change a lot of people's lives because it is going to remove that emotional side away from them. You don't need to rely on emotions anymore. You have pure data, pure strategy, allowing to let you know good time to get in, good good time to get out. So I will be making more content about this, showing you guys different trades and things that I'm doing based off of this. So make sure that you do stay tuned for that. But of course, I do appreciate you for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.